What is up? Welcome back to Birdman, also known as at 2024 War Room on X. Come follow me there. Um, Good stuff going on. So I have a full-time job, so I can't post all the time. You know, you see people there's people on X that post 24 hours a day. I mean, it's insane, but good stuff going on there. Looking for more followers. We got about 600 now, but not, we need more and more. Today, though, I don't really want to talk politics today, and I'm really fired up about USC football, Caleb Williams. A lot to say about that. So I hope you're having a great Monday. I know I am. I'm having a great, this week is going to be fantastic. This holiday season is going to be fantastic. It really is. Glad I got my game face on. It is going to be fun. But anyway, so I have to say, let me give you some background on Caleb Williams and my thoughts on OU. So I'm not going to talk about OU's how they got robbed last week in Oklahoma State. So in case you're wondering, that might be another video. So Caleb Williams, who many people are saying is the best quarterback in college football history. If I hear that one more time, I'm going to go crazy, first of all. But let me go back and look at this. So Caleb Williams came to fame in October of 2021 when he played for my Oklahoma Sooners, okay? I went to Sam Houston, so you're like, you got Sam Houston. Okay, I get it. I have an OU somewhere here, but we're going to be upgrading this very soon. I have an extra room now. We're not going to go there, but we have an extra room. So it'll be better and bigger, all this stuff. But OU, he came in against Texas in 2021, and he came in. They were down 28-7. Yeah, everybody knows if you follow sports, down 28-7, comes back, just wheels them to victory. 55-48, man. It was like, who is this guy? Caleb Williams came on the scene in a big way. OU won that game 55-48 in 2021, and then he went on to have a great season. And then I really gained a lot of respect for him when stinking Lincoln, left in the end of 2021 right after remember he left right after the Oklahoma State game, like the day after. Like he didn't talk to USC until early morning hours of Sunday, right after the OU-OSU game. And then he talked with his family and players by noon. Nobody believes this shit, by the way. I mean, this is the stupidest thing I ever heard. But anyway, this is not about Stinking Lincoln. But anyway, so Stinking Lincoln took his little no-defense jet to USC. And then we had to wait around, and we get to play in the Alamo Bowl, which is, it's a mediocre bowl. It's not a big bowl. We come around. Bob Stoops, a legendary Bob Stoops, comes back and leads OU to victory. Caleb Williams stays, plays the game, plays a great game. He didn't have to play, to be honest with you. He could have sat out. That game, but he chose not to, and he played. I really respected him for that. And then he waited a few weeks, and he transferred out. No big surprise to USC to follow Lincoln Riley. And, I don't blame him for that because Lincoln Riley recruited him. Lincoln Riley's a great offensive mind, an offensive genius who's had probably the most success any offensive coordinator / head coach has ever had with quarterbacks. How many did he have? 3 Heisman Trophy winners at OU in 5 years? And then he had another one last year, USC. With Caleb Williams. So anyways, I've always liked Caleb Williams. I think he's just, and I still do, but I do have questions. And so he goes out to USC, great last year. I think they had 11 wins. I think in the year before with Clay Helton, they had 4 wins. And then so this year they had even more promise, right? Because you can't go from 4 wins to 11 wins, and then the next year, that's the problem. If you're too successful in any business, any company, any area, the more successful you are, the more people want more success and even more. So it's hard to keep rising, right? So this year there's a lot of targets on their backs because, hey, this is USC team just went way up. So start off the year 6-0. This year, not the strongest 6-0 team I've ever seen, but they did start off 6-0. Then they lost at Notre Dame. Then they lost against Utah. And then I think they beat, who did they beat? They beat California by 1 point. They barely beat them. And then they lost last weekend to Washington. So they've had 3 losses now, 7-3. But what I want to get into is Caleb Williams is, we talk about leadership. And before I get going, you're probably going to, I'm sure if you're listening to this, you're going to say, what the hell do you know about? Like, if you ask me, like, what the hell is this guy on YouTube? What the hell does he know about being a quarterback in college football? Well, the answer is nothing. I don't know. I mean, seriously, what do I know? I never played college football, so why would I know? Never played quarterback. But this is what I do know. I've watched sports my whole life. I work in a company for a long time, the same company. I know people. I know leadership. And I'm not saying I'm Abe Lincoln, but I know, like, what's leaders and stuff like that. Now, a couple games ago, I think it was the Notre Dame game. Remember the fan came on the field right after they lost the game, and Caleb Williams was walking on the field. Right after the game, everybody's storming the field. And this little troll dude comes down he's a Notre Dame fan, and then he comes down and does like a quick video in front of Caleb Williams like this, and he's talking about his nails and stuff. You're going to change your nail. I forget exactly what he said. But then I remember, it wasn't even that. It was a couple days later, he was doing a little conference, not a press conference, but an interview with Caleb Williams, and Caleb Williams they asked him about that guy coming on the field, and he was like, well, everybody wants to be in these 12.5-inch shoes or something like that. He's kind of smirky, it's kind of weird kind of reaction to it. Like, yeah, everybody wants to be me, basically, is what he's saying. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't like that kind of, I always think this. I think it's good to be a little self-deprecation. I don't think you need to be overly self-deprecating because you look like a little wuss. But I think it's funny to make fun of yourself here and there because it makes you human. It's humility, right? I don't see a lot of humility with this guy. And so, okay, we got that. And then they lost to Utah. There's video clips everywhere. So they lose to Utah. He's over there right after they lose. He looks all like, he's pouting on the sidelines. Okay, you lost the game. I get it, you're pissed. He's pouting. Everyone's going on the field to shake hands. He's over here on the sidelines pouting. And then I see a player come behind and I start kind of consoling him and stuff. And a couple different players come by consoling Caleb Williams. And I'm thinking to myself, this is the leader of the football team. He's supposed to be the leader of the football team. But yet people are consoling him. When in reality, you should be consoling other people or in that aspect. That's just what I think, okay? I mean, you ever have a bad day at work? Seriously, we all have. You get threatened, they want to fire you, you had a bad whatever happened to you. Do you expect, like if you're a manager, I get if you're not a manager, but if you're a manager, do you expect other people to come console you? I don't. I mean, if they want, that's fine. But my job as a manager, my job is to make sure everyone's in the right mindset. Give people the truth, even though it might be negative. But you have to have a positive outlook and a positive way. Hey, we're going to get over this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this and this and this. And so, to me, body language and all that kind of stuff matters. So, okay, I'm like, okay, this guy. So, what threw me way off was this past week. He's getting a lot of feedback on what happened against this last loss 2 days ago against Washington. So they lost, I think, 52-42 to Washington last weekend. So now they were already out of the national title picture race, but now they're out of the Pac-12 title game race. And so they lose the game, okay? This guy runs up and, I'm sure most of y'all seen it. He runs up on the stands, not up in the stands, but he jumps up. His mom, I guess, is in the first row. And he's on like the fence of the wall or whatever it was, and he's kind of leaning back like this into his mom's arms. and she has a sign or something, and she puts it in front so nobody see, the cameras don't see, but you can obviously see the guy is bawling, crying. Like, he wasn't like tearing up. This dude was like all out bawling with his mom on the sidelines, or like in the first row of the stands. And okay, I get it, man. I get it. There's times in sports you cry. There might be times at your job you cry. I mean, you know. But what I'm saying is that I don't ever see, like I don't ever see people cry when they lose their third game of the year in the middle of the season. I really don't. I don't ever see that. I mean, if you do, let me know. I don't see it. I don't see people bawling on the sidelines after losing the third game of the year in the middle of the season. I mean, this is wild. I see him bawling maybe if they win the championship, man. They're so caught up in emotion and stuff. I mean, that's happened almost happens every time you see somebody doing it. Or it's their last game they're ever going to play. That's pretty emotional, man. I mean, I'm sure that is very emotional. The last game you're ever going to play, and that happens. And so maybe that was Caleb Williams' last game. I don't know. I haven't heard that. I haven't seen it. But my point is that you're going up in the stands bawling with your mommy after losing a third game of the year? This is crazy. And let me make it even further. I'm making a bullet points. So, this is a guy who allegedly, and I'm pretty sure this is accurate, has been telling people that when he gets drafted, whatever team drafts him, he wants to be part owner of that team. Which I don't think it's ever happened in the NFL history. You got to be pretty cocky to be doing stuff like that. You're telling a team that if they draft you, you're going to be part owner of the team. I don't even know what that means. Do you make ownership decisions? Is he making decisions? On what is he making decisions on? I don't even know. I mean, you got to be pretty cocky to be doing stuff like this. Or as some people say, very confident. You ever tell somebody cocky, they go, I'm just confident. But that's pretty crazy, right? And not only that, this is probably the craziest thing I heard. If the bawling in the stands after losing the third game of the year is not crazy enough, I had to look this up. I had to look this up several times. I thought maybe it was just something somebody was saying, but it was actually true. I can't get this out of my head. He said, we came out, this is after the loss last Saturday. So after he bawled in the stands with his mom and stuff like that, he comes out. We came out with a loss today, so emotionally, I want to go home and I want to lay with my dog. And I want to go home. And then he said something else. I want to go home and cuddle with my dog and watch some shows. Stop. Oh my God. This guy, man. There's so many things I could say. I mean, is this the leader of the football team? This is a guy who is a leader of men who is so cocky that he's allegedly wanting to be part owner, not when he gets done playing. On day one, when he has done nothing in the NFL, he wants to be part owner of the team. He's telling teams this. But yet, he's so emotional that he's going into the stands after the third loss of the year to bawl with his mom. I mean, I'm talking about just emotionally cry with his mom. And then he tells people after the game he wants to go home and cuddle with my dog and watch some shows? Are you kidding me? This is crazy. Stop. I'm sorry, man. I just want to go home and cuddle with my dog and watch some shows. Was he gonna eat some white Zinfandel with that shit too? I mean, this is crazy. With his pinky up and a little. I mean, this is. Can you imagine Peyton Manning after a game and Marvin saying something like this? This is crazy. Or going to Gonna go home and cuddle with his dog and watch some shows. This, I don't know, man. Maybe this is the modern quarterback. This just sounds like a big. I mean, this guy just sounds. He's got a lot of feminine energy. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, he paints his nails, which like I said, I don't care. I don't care if he's gay. I don't care about any of this stuff. I really don't care. I'm not saying he is gay. I'm just saying, like, he's just got a lot of feminine energy. And, like, when you say you want to go home and cuddle with my dog and watch some shows, I mean, it doesn't, I mean, I don't know. It just, and then you're crying with your mom in the stands and stuff. It's just, I don't know, man. This guy sounds like a high maintenance guy, man. I mean, I just don't see how has an attractive NFL draft prospect when he's got all this sideshow shit. Like this dude is all about him, dude. He's pretty much all about him. I mean, he's an emotional basket case, and then he's gonna go home and watch some shows and cuddle with his dog after a big loss, and he's part owning. I mean. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine T. Brady going, guys, I'm just going to go home and cuddle with my dogs and watch some shows. Later. I mean, really? Really? After he cuddled with his mommy in the stands? Oh, Birdman. Oh, he's just a youngster. Oh, yeah, he's 21 years old and gets paid $2.6 million in NIL deals. This guy ain't no baby. I mean, but he's acting like a baby. It's insane. It's insane, folks. I can't see this guy's leadership level to me is just, I mean, I don't know, man. He just seems like everyone has to, and this is my point I said on X the other day, is that if you're the leader should not have to be getting consoled by his players. That just doesn't make sense to me. So after every game, your leader is going to pout and cry and not take ownership. So he's just going to pout, cry, not take ownership, and you have to console the leader. The leader should be consoling the players. That's the difference. I don't see leadership. What the hell is this? This is crazy. And you're so cocky that you want to go take part ownership in a team? This is insane. This is crazy. It's absolutely insane. So, I don't care what they say. And of course, RG3. RG3 is on the wrong side of every issue. Every issue, this guy has some kind of take. And he was wrong again on X. Oh my God, I'm so caught up in this motion and this stuff, and it's heartbreaking to see. No, it's embarrassing. It's literally embarrassing. I'm telling you, man, there's teams out there. I'm guarantee you that are watching this guy and thinking, man, I don't know if I want to deal with this. This guy's going to be like a lot to deal with. Like a lot. I mean, leadership level, I'm not seeing it. So tell me what you think below. I'm just throwing it out there. Leadership, yes or no? Caleb Williams. I've always liked the guy, but I mean, he's got to get his emotions together. I mean, I'm not saying you can't be emotional and cry, but you're going to bawl with your mom in the stands after a third loss of the year? That doesn't make sense. So let me know below. Thanks for listening. If you like what you hear, subscribe below. Have an outstanding rest of your Monday. Thank you.